Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. In today's video, we're going to continue with our series of leak videos, and this one's going to be about chapter 1051. And we're going to see some important events that will happen after Kaido and Big Mom's defeat. Now please remember that these are the first spoilers, and we don't have much information about what is really going to go on in this chapter. So we'll bring more information as the leaks are released until we have a full chapter with the translation. But before we dive into those leaks, if you're new to the channel, we'd be absolutely honored if you consider leaving us a like, or even subscribing with a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really motivates us to make more content, and if you'd like to help us out in a bigger way, consider sharing the video or the channel with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So friends, chapter 1051 is going to be called The Shogun of Wano Country, Kozuki Momonosuke, giving indications that Momonosuke will be the main focus of this chapter, as we now are going to see him as being crowned the new shogun. Of course, we still don't know how Momonosuke will govern Wano, but it's very likely that his focus is going to be on returning the peaceful life to the citizens of Wano the way it was before. This will be to ensure that there is no longer so much poverty and much less people having their freedom taken away and being forced to work in weapons factories or being forced to starve because the best is being kept for the leadership. But before the chapter starts, we're continuing with our cover story about what's been going on Whole Cake with Germa 66, and it looks like we have the 4 members of Germa escaping. We don't necessarily know if they've already completed their quest and whatever they were supposed to do in Whole Cake, or if they're just running away from the place where they were being attacked by Big Mom pirates. But it may be that in the future, this event in Whole Cake could be something that will change the plot of the story. Germa will be able to participate in some adventure that will involve Luffy very soon, as they're receiving a great focus during these last and latest events in Wano. Just like every week, before we go into detail of what each topic of the leak means, we're first going to give an overview of the topic so that we can explain in detail the content presented in each of the topics of 1051. So our list and overview of topics is going to be: first, on the cover, it's possible to see the brothers Raiju, Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji escape from somewhere. The chapter starts in the same place where the previous chapter ended, Momonosuke in front of all of the citizens who are celebrating the end of the flower festival, and makes a speech to everyone present at the place. Momonosuke becomes the shogun, and the narrator tells us that in the future, he will be known around the world as the best shogun Wano Country has ever had. We have a small flashback of Tama, where it's said that her powers only last for about 1 month, and after that, the animal that eats his dongos is only under her control for this limited time. And finally, Yamato tells the Straw Hats that he wants to go out with them and venture out into the sea like Kozuki Oden. So that was Yamato's wish. And some of the Straw Hats are very happy with this idea, but others are still shocked by this decision. So now that we've outlined the events that are going to be leaked, we are going to take each one and look at it in detail and analyze all these new revelations and the information that these threads tell us. So first, the chapter continues in the same place where chapter 1050 ends. We see that the smoke that was caused by Momonosuke's landing disappears, and then all the Red Scabbers and Hiyori appear, and not just them, but Momonosuke shows everyone his new appearance. After having his body aged by Shinobu, Momonosuke achieved the appearance that he would have had this very moment in time if he hadn't been sent in the future by his mother. Momonosuke is probably going to retain some of his childish personality and mentality, but his appearance is that of an older man, which would allow him to more easily rule Wano. For many would refuse the fact that an adult with the appearance of a child would rule Wano. Even though he was the successor to the throne, many might refuse to accept a child if to be the leader of Wano, especially considering what they just got through with Orochi and Kaido. So this may be the way in which Oda managed to find a way to allow the people of Wano to accept him as their new shogun. So after showing his true face, everyone was scared. Few could probably accept that this little child had become such a grown man. And we don't have much more information about what Momonosuke might have been after he had become an adult, but it's very likely that he could look very similar to his father Oden. Because Hiyori has a great resemblance to their mother, it seems to follow that Momonosuke may have managed to acquire his appearance much like his father after getting older. And this way, it would make the people much more nostalgic because Momonosuke reminds them of Oden and what the Kozuki clan really meant to the country of Wano. After Momonosuke's appearance is revealed to everyone, he makes a speech to everyone in Wano Country. Now, we don't know exactly what his speech is about, but it may be involving these past events. Momo might discuss the fall of Oden and the rise of Kaido and Orochi's empire, and that now would be the beginning of a new era for Wano, because everyone would be free, and no one would have to go through all that again. Through a new leadership, Wano would also be able to live in peace again and open its borders so that new people could visit the country and allow Wano residents to sail across the sea. Then, Momo would be able to completely change the country of Wano, making it again a happy place where people can peacefully live their lives without fearing conflicts that might come to them. Because Wano would have the protection of the samurai and the minks to be able to keep this country safe from future pirates who would want to dominate or invade their country, this may further bring peace to the citizens of Wano. We We then see Momonosuke a little while later becoming the new shogun of Wano, and the narrator tells us that in the future he will be known throughout the world as the best shogun that Wano country has ever had. This means that Momonosuke really is able to change the lives of the people of Wano, making them happier and having a decent life in which they don't suffer like they did in the past. Through his actions, Momonosuke would also be able to make Wano a place that many people could be proud of living there, which allowed many people to consider Momonosuke a great shogun. Our scene then goes back to the present, where Momonosuke still hasn't managed to achieve all these feats, but soon after we're then given a scene with Tama, and we don't have much information about this flashback, but it's something informative about the functioning of her fruit's powers. It is revealed in the manga that the Kibidongos from her Kibi fruit allows her to create a bond that lasts about a month, so Tama would be able to control the animals that eat her dongos for a whole month, managing to increase this time as she gives more dongos to each animal to eat. However, Tama cannot create so many in a short time, as creating each dongo depletes her energy. However, once the animals eat the dongos, they are under Tama's control for at least that month. Now, they may be talking about this power of hers because Kaido's pirates who ate the dongos are now under her control, and even though her power doesn't work on people, it works on the animal part of the Zoan-type devil fruit smile user. It is because of these Zoan-type smile users that have this inner animal after eating the Zoan fruit that Tama is able to control and takes over this animal part that overwhelms the human part that may try to resist. So it's possible that someone might have asked her how long her fruit would take effect on Kaido's pirates to know exactly how long they have until her fruit wears off. That way they could be prepared to take on or at least adjust after things go on. And finally, as we predicted, Yamato looks to be really joining the Straw Hat crew. After they manage to complete the objective of defeating Kaido, Yamato will personally meet with the Straw Hats. Yamato says that she wants to become a pirate and sail the seas with him, as her wish was to become Odin. But for that to be possible, Yamato would have to join a crew of the future King of the Pirates, just as Odin had joined Roger's crew to manage to find the One Piece. So after saying that, many of the Straw Hats are happy that Yamato is willing to be a crew member, because during the Battle of Onigashima, she proved to be a very faithful ally to Luffy's ideals. Yamato faced Kaido to keep the country of Wano safe, demonstrating that she had a pure heart and was worthy to join the Straw Hats. Now, while some Straw Hats might be happy, others are surprised that Yamato is willing to join them. Of course, we don't know what the answer of Luffy and the other crew members is yet, but it may be that that answer is going to be left for the next chapter of One Piece, as the leaks end in this point. So soon, we'll get to see what Luffy's choice is going to be, if he's really going to allow Yamato to join his crew to help him achieve his dream to become King of the Pirates, or if he's not going to yet accept Yamato's request. It's worth remembering that the way Yamato said that they would go with them indicates that everything is already right for everyone to travel across the seas, practically confirming this entry into the crew. But we'll only know about this once the information is revealed and the next chapters of One Piece. And what we have left is to see how these events are going to play out. But for now, we'd love to know what you think about it. Where are you at with Yamato, and how do you think things are going to go on in Wano? Let us know in the comments below. So as we wrap up this first video for our leaks for chapter 1051, I want to thank you all so much for watching the video all the way up to the very end. Make sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like or maybe hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. Hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.